Okay, I guess we can start with the formal part of our webinar. And I would like to invite Joe to the stage to talk with me.
Thank you. Thanks, Julia. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joe Jarvis. I'm a strategy and product advisor in the entertainment AI space for startups like Filmustage, who I'm a huge fan of. I've worked with them collaboratively during my time at Final Draft for many years. I'm very happy to be working with them. Like I said, I led product development at Final Draft for over 15 years, oversaw all the major releases in the last decade plus, and come from a professional screenwriting background. I've been around the entertainment space my entire career. So I'm very enthusiastic about the new tools and finding ways that AI can empower creatives, um, and helping to bridge that gap a little bit because it can be really daunting to learn new processes and new tools. But thanks, Yulia, for having me here. I'm really excited to be participating in this discussion.
Thank you so much, Joe. And I want to say that it's a huge honor and a pleasure to work with you. And the whole team of Filmustage is very happy because we really value and appreciate your background, which really is helpful for us because we are building the platform not only for producers, but we also would like to open up for larger audience like screenwriters. And yeah, hopefully we will see what's the best way to address our functionality for a new audience. We already have a lot of screenwriters, but frankly saying, Filmustage is more for line producers, first ADs, and executive producers. However, we will work hard together with Joe to open up and provide broader functionality list for you guys.
Like I said, I've always been a fan of Filmustage because it's a very logical next step as a writer, to break down the scripts, understand how it might be scheduled, how it might be budgeted, to understand those downstream, those very next step downstream tasks. And you guys have always been ahead of the curve on providing those tools.
Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words. And well, I would like to start with a very interesting topic, which is seen as an issue within our company and for myself personally as well. I see that our users and people in general have very, very high expectations from AI. So we all think that this is kind of a magic and there is a magic wand that is creating something and gives us a beautiful output. I guess that's all started 2.5 years ago when AI revolution started with OpenAI presentation. And since that, I guess everyone in that room, in our room, and basically so many people have tried ChatGPT, and the user experience is brilliant. And usually, ChatGPT provides you more generic output and also interacts with you logically. When we talk about some professional software, Filmustage, for instance, or some other, people who've used OpenAI technology come to our system and they still have this expectation that, okay, it's going to be very easy and we will get this output very quickly. However, we're talking about very specific and very professional software. And here is the place where you need to learn the new habit and know that the responsibility is on your shoulders because AI is not a director, it's a co-pilot. It's always on the passenger seat, helping you and advising you, not leading you. And Joe, I'm very curious to know, how do you think, what is the best way for our users to basically get to know the new software with all the background that they've got from OpenAI technology so that the user experience is smooth?
Well, you're right. I mean, OpenAI and ChatGPT made a huge splash, and I think the main reason it was so quickly adopted is its simplicity and it's interactive, and it really meets people where people are. So it's chat. It's something very familiar. It's collaborative in nature. And those things are true of professional AI software too, but it's not a line producer. It's a linguistic model that has no idea what it means to schedule a movie or have an emotion. It's a disembodied mathematical model. So, like you're saying, really the task is on us to use these models and these tools in a way that help us do a lot of heavy lifting. It can feel like magic, but it's really just a collaborative assistant. It's like a really, really fast assistant. Um, what we've discovered is these tools work best when people bring a framework and a defined goal, and they can help to expose their process to the tool. So it's definitely not plug and play magic. It's a really excellent, fast, an assistant that will never get tired, but still needs guidance, still needs input.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's also very important to develop a mindset when you need to try and learn first and then apply in your professional life, because that's still, you need to get this awareness and develop a new habit of doing work differently. Speaking about our functionality on the film stage platform, I've talked with many producers who started to do their breakdown differently. So they don't read script, they start reading script while doing their breakdown. And for some of you it may sound uncomfortable or a completely different style of doing things. However, it's still the way at the path that changes the whole workflow and brings you to the new system. And yeah, and since Joe, you've been with the product development for so many years, and Final Draft is one of the most famous companies in the industry. And when you were developing new features, and Final Draft have been has been enlarging the functionality quite a lot through the past decade, what was the biggest challenge for you to address those new things for the users? And have you seen any um, um, hate speech or some misunderstanding from your users, so that you need to really change the policy and other things?
I've been around long enough that I've heard every negative comment that there can be. So, well, one of the things we were always very attuned to is our customer feedback. Um, to answer your question, I think that there needs to be a behavioral shift, not only from the human side, but when we're developing new features, onboarding is so important, and it's really quite a challenge. Filmmakers and creatives and other people, even business professionals in our entertainment space, have a way of doing things, and it's what we found is that change in behavior is often the hardest part of the task. So while we can build a lot of new features that are really cool that we know are great, sometimes people don't discover those features because they like, I don't need anything. Here's what I do. Here's how I use the tool. I don't need to learn anything. And so there's a little bit of a natural inclination not to change the way we're comfortable doing things. But I find that in the onboarding phase, if you can provide that aha moment, like we all experienced with OpenAI and ChatGPT, if you can find that aha moment that you can show a customer, like I do this, click, wow. And if you can get them hooked like that, we've found that that's extremely effective. Just showing a little bit of a 1, 2, 3 and how this can make your life so much easier. We're able to open people's minds and kind of spark that creativity.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Very insightful. I love this. And following up with more questions about product development, since I've already mentioned that we have finally enrolled Filmustage AI budgeting, which is a very logical step after you do your script breakdown, scheduling, and okay, you want to see the numbers, and probably you don't want to go to Movie Magic to do this. And we have finally provided it, so you can log in into your Filmustage account and try this out. it took us a bit longer than we expected because of one very big challenge that every person, every specialist, every production team, every studio is doing budgeting in their own way. Just a couple of days ago, I spoke with one of our very old customer, and he said, "Julia, I have a perfect Excel spreadsheet template. I've been developing it for 20 years throughout the whole career of myself, and it's perfect in all senses. I don't want to change it. I don't want to use any software." And there are many people who they have their own unique style of doing this. Breakdown is more or less unified way of doing things. However, budgeting is so huge, and that was the challenge for us to get all the feedback from customers, to see their templates and then create something in between so that everyone would get their numbers ready for to go for the production process. Wow, speaking about product development, do you think this task is even closer to reality? Is it possible to really satisfy all the needs when we are talking about such huge thing as calculating film budget?
Well, I mean, no two producers are going to budget a film the same way. Anybody that's been around filmmaking knows you can do a shoestring budget and ask all your friends to do work for free, or you can spend, Disney money on things. So, uh, the definitely the challenge isn't around building a smart template that satisfies all needs. It's about having flexibility in a system. We found that intuitive intuitive products that are flexible are much better than just raw compute power. So I like I say, I think it can assist with speed, consistency, error spotting. The human context is still gonna drive the line item nuance and the union rules and everything that you need to know to actually budget a film.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Speaking about screenwriters, since we are going to target screenwriters as future customers as well, how do you think a screenwriter can benefit from simplified AI budgeting? How can they use this raw data to go faster, pitch the project better, and get the best movie?
Well,
Uh,
that's a great question. I mean, screenwriter. A lot of screenwriters wear multiple hats. Again, anybody that's been around this business knows that a lot of times you spend years trying to get somebody to read a script, and then you go make the movie yourself. So there's a lot of independence, a lot of hyphenates. They would definitely benefit from having a tool rather than hiring a producer that can help them with 80% of the lift on some of this stuff. Also, if you're a screenwriter that is targeting, studios or bigger producers or production companies, etc., I mean, it makes perfect sense to have a concept of what your movie costs, how your movie breaks down, what it is that you're pitching, because that's sometimes a big part of the consideration. And not really sometimes, all the time, that's a big consideration when you're acquiring IP from screenwriters to produce.
Right. Do you think that means that the whole pattern of the way people can sell their scripts is changing? So, like a
Oh,
new,
it's definitely changing. There's all sorts of tools that are being developed. There's a big revolution in self-producing right now. I think AI is kind of part of the beginning of that. It's not great for long form, but definitely, other content creation and things. Channels are opening up and being democratized in all kinds of ways right now. Um, Anything from automated, pitch decks to all sorts of tools are out there now. So it's in the beginning, and my best advice is to stay educated and stay up on the tools. Obviously, there's a lot of backlash in the creative community. It, kind of comes from fear. I feel like I'm always harking back to the Frankenstein story where, we're just naturally afraid of change and new technology, and we always sort of future cast and catastrophize, the worst case scenario. Uh, but the real experience of using these tools is that it's like having a great assistant. And like I say, my best advice is just to become educated in these things and learn how to use them. Even if you take a small step at first and then build on that, is hugely beneficial right now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe. That was very insightful, and it was a pleasure to
My
chat with
pleasure.
you. And thank you so much. And if anyone would like to ask anything directly to Joe, please feel free, or we can move forward and see the product demonstration. Also, the chat box is open. Please feel free to answer. There is no AI in it, only humans. So our team members will follow up with the suggestions how to move forward with your question. Okay, I would like Ivan to
Yes,
be on
yes.
the stage. Ivan is
Nice. Finally, it's a product part. So, yes, we finally released first version of AI budgeting, and now I will start from the very beginning and step by step from creating the project. We'll show you how we can say process script, analyze breakdown, scheduling, reports, and get numbers less than 10 minutes. The first step is always automatic script breakdown. And as you can see, it's processing. I will ask you to write in the chat, let's say, rough estimation, how long does it take to finalize script breakdown for feature film? Now I'm processing a Joker movie, it's 128 scenes, and I will ask you, let's say, condition resource, usually how long does it take from week, 5 days, 3 days? Okay, as you can see, it's processing. We detected all the scenes, stats, and now we're finalizing extraction for all the elements. Yes. So right now we finalized script breakdown for 128 scenes. It's massive amount of work. But let's go to our budgeting. So next step, scheduling. So I will show, say, the fastest way how we can sort it. It's 3-layered sorting. Okay, let's do that. Next, let's assign our day breaks. Okay. Yes, we're almost there. So for sure, now I'm demonstrating some kind of the fastest way of doing that. It's fully automatic. For each step, your input is super variable. You need to double check and make some changes. But as I shown here, like fastest way to get numbers. And when you have your day breaks in reports, you automatically will get all the day out of days informations, all statistics. And now we can go to our budgeting. We have different templates here. And let's generate it. Yes, on the first step, what you have here is a template with all your data imported here. So you will find all the cast members, all your props, locations here, together with all important information like day out of days. So after that export, it's easy like that. You just need to push one button. Let's see what we'll have. On that stage, we, based on your script, based on the context, we're trying to summarize all the information to find some relevant rates, some, say, relevant costs for all your elements in your script to make some kind of assumption. Yes, it's done. Easy like that. Okay, 20 millions, not bad. As you can see, generated numbers not only for, say, top sheet, but for each category. Inside, you will find a lot of calculations and numbers. What next? Next, it's the most important part. We just need to check everything, change everything, probably. assign fringes, and play around with your data. For fringes, we recently added some kind of basic fringes, but for sure you can add your own fringes. All information you're adding here will be saved in your profile, and you can reuse it for next projects. Okay, like here. You can add any custom fringes, any custom categories. You can change elements, do whatever you like. And the very handy feature is when you're changing something, let's say you can leave part of the AI generated data, but you say want to have very specific rates for your cast members, for your team members. When you're making some kind of changes, you can save all your data in a template with numbers. Let's say you can save your changes as your template, and together with all your fringes and with all your rates. So you'll have not just only a library like in Magic with single information, but full template with all rates, with all fringes, and you can reuse it in the multiple projects. That's it. Less than 10 minutes. We get numbers, we get logical budget, and next step, you can export to PDF or beautiful Excel spreadsheets. Let's start with Excel, and I will show you. It's classic spreadsheets, but the main magic thing here is we keep all the formulas, all the calculations, all links, everything is active, so you can easily switch between different categories. You can see all your rates, linked to your fringes, and everything will be here. So now, as you can see, we get all the data and ready spreadsheet with numbers, definitely less than 10 minutes. But the best, let's go back to budget and discuss numbers. I hope it was aha moment for you because it's really impressive. Just we started the process in 2019, and it was difficult to even realize that you can make all that steps done in 10 minutes to make a breakdown, make scheduling, to get some rough numbers. But yeah, it's extremely fast. And the most important thing here, it's our next steps. For sure, it's working with AI, it's iterative process. It's all our next updates will be about improvements, how to make all the results more accurate, how to process it faster, how to increase your input. Now we're just gathering all possible information and applying it. On the next step, we will add a budget range for you to, say, measure your future budget. Next, you'll be able to, say, feed your data. You'll be able to upload your current budgets to serve as a template, as some kind of extra data to make that results more, let's say, in your style, more relevant exactly for you. Troy, what are your thoughts? Any comments?
Yeah, there are a few very good questions in the chat box, so we can address them. I guess it would be very useful to see what type of cleanup and operations are needed to be applied before you go to budgeting, because in the breakdown results and scheduling and the locations are very important, because the budgeting output relies on that data. So if you
Absolutely.
know how you do it and what's the best way to do it very fast so that you don't spend a day on it.
We mentioned the way, let's say, how you work with a script. So if you know everything in the script, you don't need, let's say, to read it again. You can do it from the fastest way. You do it from report section. Here you will see all the text grouped by scenes. You will see statistic, and you can manage them from here. You can, say, merge text together. You can edit them. You can delete them. Move between scenes and do all the things. So I skip the part, important step, but it's kind of part of the classic breakdown. Yes, for sure, you need to start from cleanup. You need to check all your text, add something what you need. Let's say move text around between categories, between scenes, add something new, add your custom categories if you need that. So everything is possible. It's very important, basic first step. It's super easy do from the script tab. You can check script, make edits. You can do it from the summary tab. You can find here all tags grouped by scenes, or from reports, all tags grouped by their tag categories. And for sure, very important is scheduling, because based on your day breaks, based on your shooting days, you'll get meaningful information as day out of days, which is important for budget calculations. So for sure, scheduling, I presented, let's say, the fastest way how to do that, automatic approach, but for sure you can do it manually. You can add extra day breaks, you can move strips around. So we created a lot of useful features for that to speed up the process also. And we have AI-based scheduling assistant. We presented it during last demo. So you can not only play with kind of custom classic parameters like day, night, sets, and everything. You can create your custom parameter. Let's say you can create order of sorting. Let's say first things in the castle, next things with specific cast members or something like that, and you'll get absolutely unique way of sorting your scenes. Okay. More questions, please?
There are quite a lot. Shall I just bring
Again,
people to the stage to talk with you so that there is more like a dialogue style?
oh, sorry, Lorenzo, welcome.
Yeah, my question was about the implement of the minimum wages, the local union agreements. As you can tell, I'm from Italy, but I live here in Los Angeles, and I do a lot of back and forth with productions in Italy, but sometimes are mixed productions, and it would be great. And I saw another question about the paymaster from EP, and I always wonder why movie magic budgeting never, even for a fee, never implemented like a way to right away fill up the fringes or stuff like that. And I saw another questions about the tax incentives in different states, and it would be interested to have already. I mean, I know I can imagine that it would be a big task to implement annually each each type of new regulations, new rules. Especially, I mean, for Italy, this year we waited for a year for new regulations. But I'm wondering if there is a way, and if that's on a roadmap for Filmustage, that would be really crucial to straightforward create budget that
Amazing
everybody
question.
could.
That's amazing. And one of the most important it's all about accuracy and implementing all that fringes taxes accurate. So accuracy, it's number one question. What you can see now, it's really rough estimation, quick estimation. Now, what Joe mentioned that producers know better and budgeting professionals, they know better how to apply exact, they know better than AI. And it's
Of
great.
course.
And it's really great. So what you can do now on the first iteration, just to try to generate rough numbers. Next step is always for you just to apply correct fringes, double check, add some proper taxations and everything. Yeah, it's super rough estimation. But speaking about roadmap, it's definitely in our roadmap. As I mentioned, on the next step, we'll add budget range. We'll add options just to feed you real data. Say if you, in your say example, you'll be able just to feed budget with your local budget, let's say local Excel spreadsheet file with your relevant fringes, relevant taxes and everything, and template will be built based on that. But now it's kind of first touch, first result. You need to make some kind of edits. You need to verify it, adjust it. But as I demonstrated, is the great thing that you can save all your work in your template and you can reuse it for next projects. Andrew?
So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but as an independent film producer and filmmaker and a teacher, I always love to see it kind of almost reverse engineered, where I can sit there and say, okay, I know legitimately I'm going uber low, so I can put in, I am going to raise a goal of $65,000. I know that I have 8 shoot days that I can allot for because of scheduling. And then here's what I want in terms of crew. It would be great if there was a way to break that down where it can now say, okay, well, given that and given what you need and your local rates or your indie rates or whatever you're going to work on, here's what we think or where we think you should focus your money.
Absolutely. It's the same like situation when you are indie, you'll have option just to set your rate. So it's like not 100 millions, like 20 millions, 10 millions. And it will be absolutely different calculation. And the same, like you can say, fit together with your budget range, some kind of your old example, and you'll get more precise numbers. So
right, because as a teaching tool, I think this is great for, like I said, I give my students theoretical budgets. You have X number of thousands of dollars to work with, and letting them break down to see where the line items go and how really quickly that money gets spent. So, like I said, it's almost like a reverse engineer. I think what you have here is brilliant. And I just, like I said, as a teacher and as an indie guy, being able to almost reverse engineer it, I think would be an amazing addition to it as a future element.
Yeah, and probably it could be like not reverse engineering, but let's say adding different ways of iterations. You can, let's say, play with different, now, say, all you have now, it's always like a matter of context. Now you have your script, scheduling, some kind of numbers, and open data from internet, and you're trying to combine that in some kind of output. But adding more and more information layers, like your range, your tables, your rates, and everything, and it will just give you more, say, precision, give you more accurate data.
Absolutely. Thank you, though. I think it's cool.
It's real different because real producer, real budget professional, he can do numbers precisely from the first iteration, but not AI.
Yeah. What I want to add, Andrew, that we work a lot with educators. And if you are an educator, please reach out to us. We can provide free subscription for you. And plus, your students can get a very big discount from us. If necessary, we can make a product demonstration for them or training, whatever is needed. So happy to help.
I really appreciate that. Actually, I've been doing that for a while, and I've been working with Anastasia and Alina with that for a while. And
Good.
actually, I repped you guys at NAB Las Vegas when I was there. I had my Filmustage shirt on, and I was talking to a lot of people about the advantages and the usage of it. And you guys supported our film festival, our first inaugural high school student film festival that we had and gave away a subscription to the best screenwriter. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No, you guys are rad. I think I love it, and I'll talk to anybody about it. So every time I go away to one of these conferences to film or whatever, I make sure I have my Filmustage shirt on, and I get into tons of conversations.
Wow,
thank you so much. And speaking about students and everything, it's related to our topic because new tools, they force students and to find new ways of learning. But it's not always possible because we have classic program, classic way of learning, but new students, they're trying to find, to make it faster and more easier way. And that's why we support that because, new era, new time for new tools.
Yeah.
But great thing about budgeting that it's, unfortunately or fortunately, it's endless feature. Next release will bring more updates and next. So we'll be iterating and adding everything based on your requests. And now I have a few minutes to demonstrate our new update because we have a lot of updates here. And please, if possible, I want to demonstrate our visual effects breakdown update. I hope it will be interesting for you. Please message in the chat if you're dealing with visual effects and breakdowns. Okay, for visual effects, what we have here, In parallel with classic breakdown, we created another model for extracting sequences from script which should be relevant for visual effects. And it's doing it absolutely different way. So what we have here, you can just easily activate visual effects breakdown and analyze scene, say with some kind of analyze scene, and you'll get absolutely alternative results comparing classic breakdown. As you can see here, you'll get visual effect sequences, some kind of description of that effects and how they can be created. Our current release added one more feature. You can add your custom parameters. So I would say you have a lot of possible visual effects, but you can detect something very specific. Let's say detect all, I don't know, laser blast effects. So again, you can just create absolutely anything you can have in your mind. It could be explosions, so water, car crashes, or whatever like. And yes, that's it. You'll get more specific things, and you can apply it for the full script. So the idea just to generate all possible visual effect sequences for all scenes, and after that, you can easily export all the results into spreadsheets. So just in 10-15 minutes, you can get all your effects imported into your bidding lists. It's massive and it's really fast. I can see Mark Kolpak among our guests. So Mark, our advisor regarding visual effects.
Hey.
Many thanks, Mark, because you really shared many great ideas about visual effects breakdown. We are still in the very beginning of that way, but doing our best. So now we can extract all effects from all the scenes, make some kind of assumptions to detect something very specific. And now we are working on integration, how to directly export our results, not just in spreadsheets, but in various templates of bidding lists for different companies. So not get only spreadsheet, but let's say templates for bidding for different companies. Mark, maybe any feedback from you about that current breakdown model and ideas about what?
No, I mean, it's come a long way from where we began, which is great, which is, look at anybody who works in production, all these tools to help you save time, to maximize the amount of energy you exert is always really important. And visual effects, I just did a short one, but you do a feature breakdown, and depending upon whether you're going to do it shot by shot, or you're going to do it by sequences, can take you anywhere from a few days to a week or a week and a half. Sometimes on a feature full breakdown for me will take, a week and a half of just going through it. So anything that can, help me in terms of jump starting that process and get me further down the road where I can then modify and everything is incredibly beneficial to me. And because time is money, and it's just, you just get hammered by stuff sometimes. So we've been working, together. I've been, giving them ideas on what to look for and how to train their model and to recognize stuff. And I think what's really good about it is that it will catch a lot of things, and it will notify you of a lot of things in the script, things that may not necessarily be a visual effect. It could be a practical effect that you may want to do later, but that's okay, because you would rather drag the net to catch everything than to have it make the wrong assumptions and leave things out that could be visual effects. So I think it's incredibly thorough that way, and then it leaves it up to the user to say, no, this won't be a visual effect. This is definitely a visual effect, and that sort of thing. So better to err on the side of being conservative and grab everything than to just say, it could go either way. We'll just, forget about that. You don't want that. So like I said, for a lot of people who are on this call today, visual effects may be something that everyone is kind of aware of. You know about it, but no one may be really the expert at it, or even just feeling incredibly comfortable with it. So when you look at a script, and let's just say you're a producer and you get a script and you run it through this, it'll give you a good idea of what you're looking at without having to sit there and go to facilities and say, "Hey, would you budget this for me? Could you do this?" While you still can do that, this can give you a very quick, understanding of what the creative demands are going to be within this story, visual effects wise, as well as everything else as Ivan has discussed. So anyway, I mean, it's great. It's coming along. With everything that Filmustage does, they get better and better and more refined, and it's like always exciting to see the next development. So, but this is something that's obviously my craft in particular. So it's very exciting to me to be able to see this.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much. And many new updates are coming. Yeah, we'll improve accuracy. We'll give you more options to, let's say, apply your human input. Just probably we'll add option just to feed information here in visual effects field also. And we get question about animation, animated films. Yes, so yeah, it will be done also. So right now we are able to extract sequences for animation films also. And if you're speaking about next updates, so now we are finalizing our update for episodic productions. So you'll be able to upload multiple episodes, let's say 20, 50, 100 episodes, and to generate one breakdown, one scheduling, and budget for all episodes. So I hope it will be in 1 month or so. Yulia, it's almost
Yeah, very optimistic about 1 month, but
fingers crossed as always.
Yeah, how things go in development, and we still have quite a few minutes. 10 minutes.
I can show our new updated call sheets. We updated call sheets, and now it's faster and more flexible with option to send and track. Again, we are trying to give you as much flexibility as possible, so you can add all possible data, change colors, add fields, add new information, and all your contacts, all your data will be saved in your profile. You can apply them for next call sheets, and here you will find model to send your call sheets to your team members. Simple but powerful. Yulia, I think we have a few minutes for questions, so let's try.
Anyone would like to be on the stage to talk with us? I can also say a couple of words about compatibility of Filmustage. If you're a new user, you probably have to know that if you need to work in Movie Magic for any reason, right, you can download breakdown results and do scheduling and budgeting in Movie Magic as well. So I've seen a lot of user flows and workarounds from our users when they get very quick data from Filmustage and then leave for Movie Magic. We have to admit that Movie Magic is quite big and quite big player in the industry, so many studios require still to use Movie Magic. So that's also another way how you can utilize Filmustage. Hopefully one day you will be satisfied fully with everything that we provide, but still bear in mind that compatibility is here. Plus Final Draft is also one big friend of ours. So if you write scripts in Final Draft, there is cross integration, so you can go to Final Draft, change your script, as scripts always change, so you can get a new version of your script and go back to Filmustage, and you still can keep it as a Final Draft file. So
and I want to, speaking about integrations and everything, I want to add a very important thing. As we can see, let's say, growing of AI and many other tools, and we see, let's say, changing of that paradigm of closing software, so you can use only that platform. That's it. No, the most platform now, we also are moving to, let's say, open environments. You can just easily share data between different platforms and collaborate. Even competitors now can collaborate. The best example probably Omniverse from NVIDIA. But yeah, that's the future, because you have data, you can extract, manage, and use it in different ways, but you really need to share the data between different platforms. And that's our approach, and that's what we're doing.
I saw a very good question about the way how our AI budgeting operates. Where does it take the data from? How does it calculate the numbers? So if you could share a little bit about the way how it was developed.
Nothing special, and as I mentioned, so it's everything based on context, based on the data. So what we have as a context, your script, your scheduling, cast members, day after days, scheduling, and AI trying to, let's say, combine the data, find open source financial information, like, let's say, all sites of all guilds, all rates, so everything you can find in open source, and create some kind of mixture. It's that mixture is result of current calculations. But as I said, it's first step. We're trying to find something, combine it based on context, and that's first result. Now, the next step will be more and more your human input, more, let's say, budget range, exact financial data, old examples, everything, just to make the data more precise. Because it's not a question when you adding more data sources, it's fine. It will say improve and will make it more accurate, but real examples, real human input will affect it more dramatically to get really precise results.
Yeah. Speaking about this compatibility with Final Draft, there is a question about the way how you update the schedule. So if you change the script, will the schedule be kept untouched, like the same? Is it possible to keep it? So I will read it out. Can you update the script and keep the same schedule?
What we're trying to do, we have version control, and it depends on, let's say, number of changes you made, because when you what we're doing differently from other programs, we're trying to, let's say, compare your current project, new project, and find the difference. If you apply, let's say, sorting, we keep the same sorting and scheduling, and just adding new scenes, let's say, down the line. But you will need to start your day breaks again, because they break based on many contexts. But yes, we're trying to keep your, you'll have your original sorting, but you need to start again with day breaks. But all your banners, let's say, like important information, could be saved also.
Yeah.
Justin?
I encourage you to try it out. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Hello. Back to the question about the data and pulling it from open source. And I mean, like probably a lot of people, I basically get paid to do budgets and do movies around the world. So I'm always, in Budapest and Australia, making budgets around the world for, budgets that range from 5 million to, 150 million. And I've been doing it long enough now that I've got a catalog of all these budgets around the world. And so to take any script and drop it into a territory and spend 10 minutes to get a rough idea, that isn't that bad, because I go in and I just change the day count. I change, and I get like some sort of rough idea. But what takes the pain-killing amount of time is checking all the rates. If that was a budget from 6 years ago, knowing what rates I'm at now. If this budget is 10 million more, then I'm no longer, then maybe I'm a slightly tier higher if I'm in the US or Canada versus, in Europe. So that's really my question is, you mentioned pulling these rates from open sources, but usually I find that getting these rates, you have to reach out to each union based on what you're doing, whether it's SVOD or term deal, low budget, or, at least in the US. So I don't know that that's really, is that in the open source, or do you guys have the relationships where you're updating all of these things that you're using for data from all these unions each year? How is that working?
Here's like a interesting question, and interesting fact that it's way easier to find official data in the United States, because it's not a question how to find data. You can find absolutely anything data from all unions, all regions, all rates. It's fully accessible. But the magic here, how you can apply that. That's the most difficult part. And the magic of AI here is just it's only possible way how to do it precise enough, just to say work together with AI. And that I mentioned about our roadmap. So you'll be able to add more, let's say, input. Say, okay, so I'll be shooting in that region, that location. please use rates from that region, something like that. Or let's say if you, Ilya mentioned a beautiful example about super powerful budgeting Excel with all the data. Say, okay, for that region, please apply this rate. Please use that calculations and things like that. Because yeah, it's kind of it's not like universal data you can apply anywhere. No, it's a lot of rules, a lot of regulations. But when you have a real example of well done spreadsheet with calculations, with all numbers, and you applying it to your project with some kind of corrections, that's the fastest and the more clear way to get good numbers.
Thank you. Nobody asked this question, but I will ask. Ivan, will it be possible in the future to download budgeting from Filmustage and put it into Movie Magic and convert it into Movie Magic format? Will you develop this integration on the budgeting level or no?
The short answer is yes, but long answer is it depends. It's not about format. It's not about, let's say, trying to create some kind of unique mirror format of Movie Magic. I think no, it's not necessary. We are trying to create the way, because Movie Magic is fine, but many other payroll systems all around the world, you need to create something universal. You will be able to just export anything from your spreadsheets, from let's say PDF, even PDF to any software. And yeah, we are doing something like that. It's not like format of Movie Magic or any other say software, just another way of processing and transferring data between different platforms.
Thank you so much, Ivan.
It's easy. We're trying to emulate human-driven input. So that's like that.
Thanks, Ivan. And Ivan is head of product, the person who's responsible for all the development and the roadmap. So he's the best person to talk to if you have a feature request. So email him at ivan@filmustage.com. And if you have any good suggestions, we hear all the voices, and that's crucial for us to build something that is needed by the audience.
We build everything based on your input, absolutely everything. Actually, as you can see, I didn't mention any exact dates, and that's good.
Okay, the time is up, and thank you so much, everyone. Reach out to us, Yulia@filmustage.com, Ivan@filmustage.com. So our emails are very easy. So text us. We are happy to help if you have anything. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend, which is just around the corner.